Welcome. We just had such a great session inside Bhakti Club. Bhakti Club is my online membership program. And we were talking about time. Time is the theme this month inside Bhakti Club. And as many of you know, I have a session happening on Friday of this week with the beautiful Kaya Mindlin, in which we're also going to talk about time again. And we're going to talk specifically about time in the context of yoga, philosophy, and the teachings of yoga from a spiritual perspective. But I wanted to talk a little bit more practically right now, just following on from the very enriching conversation that we just had, the women inside Bhakti Club this morning. And that is to talk about time in terms of gratitude and really honouring the practices of gratitude in our time management. One of the things that we talked about this morning, just now in the session just past inside Bhakti Club, was organising and orienting our time so that we can actually find the joy, find the pleasure. In Ayurveda, this is called rasa, find the juice in the things that we have to do every day. So an example that was given, which I very much resonate with, is as women who are tending young families, getting up earlier in the morning and doing a morning walk or a morning routine, some journaling, a cup of tea, whatever it might be, before the kids wake up, and then being able to support your children and get them ready for school or all the things that you do from that resourced place, rather than from a place of feeling frazzled and rushing and, not being ready and not being well resourced. So this is just one example that I very much related to, of thinking about our time management in terms of cycles. That although we all have only 24 hours in the day and we all have the same amount of time, and it is a limited resource, that sometimes we can slow time down and sometimes we can use time in a more creative way and a more intentional way. And making sure that we're coming at high demand periods of time in our lives from a place of being really well nourished and resourced is incredible time management. It really makes so much sense. And we can think about that in terms of the cycle of the day. So times of the day that might be quite busy and quite frazzling. How can I be resourced for those times? But we can also think about it bigger picture in terms of, for example, the cycle of the year. So I love winter. I know that might sound strange to some of you. Most people love summer. I actually find summer in Australia a bit too hot, and because I'm already Pitta type in Ayurveda, I tend to get very busy and overheated, and it's all a bit much for me. I really like the hibernation of winter and the slowing down. And I guess I'm a sort of introverted extrovert, so I love the opportunity to spend more time at home. And in that winter season, we get to manage our time differently and regulate our time differently to the summer season. So again, there's these cycles, right? It's not like we're always go, 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 always doing the same thing, always giving the same amount of output and productivity. The structures of capitalism, the structures of the patriarchy demand of us this kind of consistent ongoing output. But actually Ayurveda and yoga teaches us that life moves in cycles, and we get to choose times to slow down and to nourish and to rest, and other times to be more productive, more externalized, and kind of having a higher output. And that is a beautiful celebration. There is so much potential and so much nourishment in that possibility of living in that cyclical way. And then we were even, in our conversation this morning inside Bhakti Club, we were even talking about taking this a step further and thinking about phases of our lives. So to give an example from my own life, right now I'm in a season of life where it's very busy and I'm doing a lot of family stuff. I live with my children, and there's a lot of them, and they're all at different phases, and there's a lot of laundry and housework and cooking and cleaning and organizing. And I was joking when I was recently in India. We spent some time in Jaipur, and I was joking to my friend Edwina, this is my retirement plan. I'm going to buy myself a beautiful apartment in Jaipur, and I'm going to spend 6 months of the year here on my own in permanent, solitude and writer's retreat. And that's sort of my fantasy, because my life is so full and busy. However, when I really think about that and I imagine myself in my retirement years in my beautiful writer's retreat apartment in Jaipur, which, is a fantasy that could happen, Actually, I know that there'll be a nostalgia and there'll be a sentimentality for this busy time with my children. And I'll be in that beautiful space of solitude and quiet and peace, remembering the bustling, busy, beautiful household that I had when all my children were young and they were at home. And so I guess the invitation I want to extend to you this morning is, can you have the nostalgia for the moment that you're living in now? Can you look around in your life and see the beauty, see the sweetness, celebrate the busyness, whatever it is, the relationship you're in, the children that you have, the food that you're eating, the place that you live, the different qualities of the light and the natural world, the trees and the weather, where you are right now in this season of your life, and really drop into gratitude for that, because there will come a time where you will miss that. You will miss these people, you will miss this time, you will miss this place, and you'll feel a sweetness and a nostalgia for it. And actually, when we can drop into noticing that in real time, in the moment where it is now, there's so much beauty in that. There's so much to be celebrated in that. I'm originally from the UK, and I sometimes spend time really longing for the natural world. Like, I grew up in the countryside, and I miss so much the primroses and the bluebells and the oak trees and all of the different natural world elements of my childhood. And yet, when I go back to England, somehow I miss the blue sky of Australia. And there are certain elements of the Australian flora and fauna that I now really appreciate and love. And so, again, in this reflection of, it's really a be here now teaching, right? It's a teaching on time, but it's a teaching on be here now. What can I drop into in this time, in this moment of my life, to enjoy it and to revel in it and to squeeze the life out of it? Because I know that at another time, I will miss this moment, and I will miss this place, and I will miss the children at the age they are now, and the work that I'm doing now, and the place that I'm at in my business now. And there'll be a nostalgia there. So I guess the teaching for today is resourcing yourself, managing your time in cycles, practicing gratitude for the present moment, and seeing all of that as part of this beautiful unfolding of the journey of time that ultimately is the journey of your life.